Should I monetize my blog? What I learned from 18 years of blogging and $1 million newsletter. The other day, I met with people I've known since my days in the ad business. We caught up on business, politics, family, and what we were having for lunch. Eventually, the conversation shifted to digital marketing and then to my blog. Have you ever thought about monetizing your blog, they asked. Have I ever thought about monetizing my blog? Have I ever thought about it? Sheesh. I've thought about it plenty, especially when I'm staring at a blank screen, wondering what I'll write about next and questioning why I do this every single week. Thanks to my critical mass of readers, this blog has earned me keynote opportunities, consulting contracts, and even years of national TV appearances. These things came from direct requests from readers of my blog. So yes, my blog is already monetized, just not in the traditional paywall and sponsorship sense most people think of first. Here's how my blog already pays off without charging readers. Despite all the data these weekly online conversations generate, I can't tell you which specific opportunities this blog has created. I only know those opportunities came from here because people told me that's how they found me. Of course, as market researchers like to say, anecdotal evidence is often compelling, but seldom accurate. So I decided to dig a little deeper and discover what successful bloggers actually do to make money. I found that most successful bloggers tend to be experts in a niche. My favorite example is Heather Cox Richardson, a history professor at Boston College. In 2019, Cox Richardson launched Letters from an American, a daily blog that gives historical context to current events. Her academic expertise and engaging writing have attracted a substantial readership. By 2020, the New York Times reported she was on track to bring in $1 million of revenue a year. Today, she has more than 1.3 million readers and earns an estimated $850,000 per month. Her blog is published on Substack. About 72% of bloggers earning over $2,000 a month use platforms like this. High-income bloggers often combine multiple income streams, promoting products, affiliate partnerships, selling online courses or services, featuring paid guest content, sponsorship, and brand deals. According to industry stats, nearly half of a successful blogger's income can come from these sources, depending on their audience size. But there are hidden costs of monetization that no one tells you about. Monetizing a blog can be lucrative, but it comes with several downsides. One, revenue pressure over content quality. When your income depends on performance, there's pressure to prioritize SEO, sponsorships, and products over storytelling and originality. Two, time management headaches. Once you start charging for access to readership or content, you're not just a writer, you're running a business. And that means managing ads, chasing down sponsors, answering inquiries, and monitoring analytics. And that can lead to number three, creative limitations. Sponsorships often come with brand requirements. Once you're being paid, you may not be able to take a strong stance or say what you really think without risking a paycheck. Number four, vulnerability to platforms. Monetizing through affiliate links or hosted platforms means you're at the mercy of algorithm changes, policy updates, or canceled partnerships. Number five, ethical concerns. If readers sense you're saying something because you're getting paid to say it, you're no longer a trusted source. You're an ad. Why I'm not jumping on the monetization bandwagon? None of these risks worry me because I don't participate in them. I'm not interested in sponsorships, guest posts, or brand deals. I'm not giving up creative control, and I'm not promoting people or products I don't believe in. I'm focused on something else. What would happen to my readers? That's my biggest concern. Anna, my brilliant social media director, has helped build a LinkedIn audience of more than 250,000 followers, along with thousands on Instagram and Facebook. This blog fuels all of it. If I start charging for content, would that reach disappear? Maybe some readers would be unwilling to pay. Others may intend to subscribe, but just never get around to it. Perhaps the change itself could be enough to push people away. But no matter why, anything that reduces the reach of my voice feels like too much to lose. Would you pay for this blog? Please let me know. As you might expect from someone who wrote a book called All About Them, I'd love to know what you think. Your opinion and your readership mean more to me than any monetization strategy. Please click on comments and tell me, would you pay to read this blog? If so, how much would you consider fair? And if not, what would hold you back? Whether you'd pay or not, I genuinely want to hear your thoughts. What else do I want to hear about? Over the years, this blog has opened doors to keynote stages around the world. If you're planning conferences, leadership retreats, or client events in 2026, I'd like to hear about them. I speak about branding, messaging, creativity, and the power of authentic communication, always with stories, energy, and practical takeaways your audiences can use right away. If you've enjoyed reading this blog, you've already experienced the thinking I bring to the stage.